Laker fans, how we doing? My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video, doing one for every game this year. Kind of getting you guys ready for the upcoming matchup, some things to look for in the game, and then some hot storylines around the Lakers as well. I'm going to get into three things today. I'm going to talk about the Utah Jazz, who the Lakers will be playing tonight. Dalton Knecht, Rookie of the Year. I mean, there's some serious buzz. He's been playing out of his mind. But first, I'm going to get to DLO's trade value. D'Lo has the craziest time with the Lakers, I swear. 1 week it's trade him, get him off the team from the fans, and from reports from the Lakers. The next week it's D'Lo's a valuable player and he's the reason that they're going to go far. It's kind of crazy keeping up with the Joneses with D'Lo. But D'Lo obviously moved to the bench. Was people didn't know how he was going to take that. Really struggled to start the year. Was not playing great basketball. D'Lo's defensive struggles have been highlighted, and really when it was paired with Austin Reeves, because neither guy plays great defense. So it just felt like other teams' opposing guards. When another team had a really good opposing guard, it was just a field day. I mean, there was nothing at the line of defense. It was really up to Anthony Davis just swatting balls away down there, down low. But now moving D'Lo to the bench, it's opened up this opportunity where D'Lo only has to score. Per clutch points, Anthony Irwin. Russell's increased production off the bench has shifted the Lakers away from a trade for Russell and toward one involving Gabe Vincent. This came down yesterday. A quote, in talking to sources close to the Lakers, Russell playing well in this role might make them a little more reluctant to part with him as bench units seriously struggle with Gabe Vincent at the helm. He wrote, if this is actually who Russell can be for the rest of the season, the Lakers might get even more picky about who they trade him for, or would look to find a more reliable option than Vincent as part of the Russell trade. D'Lo's averaging 12 points per game, 4.8 assists, and 2.1 rebounds, and 1 steal per game this season. Coming off the bench for the past 5 games, about 12 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds per game. So still kind of matching that production, but getting it off the bench in some less minutes, which is huge. In 13 games, I mean, it's been highlighted. Gabe Vincent has not been playing well, averaging just 2.9 points per game and a rebound in 18 minutes. I mean, that's not $11 million a year production. That can't happen. It's not acceptable. And I think you see this with bench players is starters are supposed to be all around players. So when D'Lo's not playing defense, it gets highlighted, and it's very frustrating to watch because it's like it doesn't really matter what he does offensively because knowing on the other end of the floor they're giving so much up. But bench players are usually specialty players. Either they're a great rebounder, they're a great on-ball defender, or they're a great three-point specialist, or whatever. They're a slasher. They're good at one thing. So you can come in off the bench when you need something. When you need some size, hey, this guy can rebound. This guy can rebound with the best of them. He's coming in. When D'Lo doesn't have to worry about guarding elite guards at the other end of the floor, I mean, he's unreal. He can score with anyone in the NBA. We know this. D'Angelo Russell can score with anyone. When he's on, there's very few guys that can defend him. It's just the other end of the floor. He's been, I might get pushback for saying this. Obviously, he's not Luka Doncic, but it's a very poor man's Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic doesn't play defense, but it doesn't matter because he scores 35 every night. D'Lo can score 35, but he also can score 4. And I think the consistency there is some of the problem. But when he's coming off the bench, this unit needs help off the bench. I think you've seen that you're getting a reliable guy off the bench scoring is huge because Gabe Vincent has not been it. Max Christie's been very up and down. He had a good game on Friday night against the Spurs, then had 2 points against the Pelicans, so was not huge. We're going to get to Dalton Knecht in a minute. He's unbelievable. Christian Koloko was nice on Saturday. 3 of 4, 6 points, 6 rebounds. 80 kind of praised him. I'm excited about what he could bring to this team. But D'Lo had 7 points, 5 assists. Not a huge night, but better than Gabe Vincent, 0 for 2 for 0 points. I don't really know what Gabe Vincent gets in the trade market with how bad he's been playing. You feel like you're kind of selling him low. I mean, if some team would take him off your hands, I guess, but what are you really going to get back for Gabe Vincent? And maybe he goes somewhere else and is good. Like, I just don't understand what trading Gabe Vincent does unless some team really sees something in him and thinks it changes scenery and you can get something back, a young player who can contribute. But this team, by all accounts, are 9-4. Could go for a title, is a serious contender in the West. I wouldn't just be giving away pieces for a potential pick down the line. I would try to get back a guy who you think that could contribute on the bench. Because D'Lo's doing that and Knecht. And if D'Lo and Knecht are doing this and you have another guy in there, Max Christie or Vincent can step up, sky's the limit for this team. Seriously. But talking about Dalton Knecht, wow. I mean, wow. 27 points the other night, 10 of 17 shooting, 5 for 10 from three. He had 7 rebounds as well. That kind of went under the radar. 7 rebounds from Dalton Knecht is huge. He was unbelievable. I mean, it was so cool seeing, you just see how much the team trusts him. The team is, when he's on, they're getting him the ball. It's not a, oh, he's streaky, but yeah, the ball's still running through us, top 3 guys, top 4 guys. I love the kind of thinking of LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's like, hey, whoever's hot's going to get the ball. We want other players to step up. This is not an ego thing where, LeBron's 40. He's done it all. LeBron doesn't need to get his ego stroked by scoring a few more buckets a game. LeBron wants to win. LeBron's at the stage of his career where winning another banner would do so much for him in the GOAT talk and things like that. He needs just guys to step up around him. So it's cool that they really value. You saw it when DLO gets hot. You see it when Reeves gets hot. When Ruiz got hot, Dalton Knecht. I mean, they're just going to him. AD said after the game, Knecht, quote, opens up everything for the offense. LeBron James talking about his clutch play in the win. We should get out of his way. That's what you want to hear. That LeBron has been waiting for a guy to step up and consistently hit shots. And for a while last year, it was D'Angelo Russell, because D'Angelo Russell, the last 3 months of the year, after being pretty bad the first half, was excellent. And he was the team's best three-point shooter. He shot something like a 42% clip, 43% clip, something around there. But again, with D'Lo, you get the highs, you get the lows. Knecht's been steady. And even in he had one poor game a week and a half ago, they kept going to him. And you see, like, a shooter like Dalton Knecht needs to keep getting the ball. And, I mean, this is what the Warriors have with Klay. And no, I'm not saying he's Klay Thompson yet, so but hopefully he becomes Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was a guy that you could set up in the corner and you knew he was knocking it down. And so then you're dealing with Curry and you're dealing with all these guys and Draymond and then when KD was there, and then, oh yeah, Klay sitting there in the corner to bury a 3 as the dagger. Dalton Knecht was just getting hot. And I can't believe the NBA let the Lakers get it at 17. I mean, how you don't pass up a guy who was supposed to go 6. You don't take him because he's old, because he's 22. I guess I'm ancient. I'm 22. So you're seeing this trend in the NBA of taking guys that just are young and have high upside. That's great. It's great and all. And of course, you want guys with high upside. Jaime Jaquez, the year before, the Lakers learned their lesson. They took Jalen Hood-Schifino, who has the intangibles, a guy who you look at in the NBA draft combine looks great. But you pass up a guy in Jaime Jaquez who played at UCLA in your backyard, played in huge games, played in Final Fours, did everything right. Maybe wasn't great at any particular thing, but just was a good basketball player. And you saw the success that he's having in Miami. And I do think that you're going away from 19-year-old kids who, yeah, they have huge upside, but is their body really ready to be playing in the NBA? So they're 2-3 years out. Might as well take a guy who's 21, 22, Dalton Knecht played 4 years of college basketball. So you knew he was ready to come in this whole narrative of the defense and in his age. Hell, half the NBA doesn't play defense anymore. So I'll take the 3-point specialist. Lakers look like they got a steal. Quickly with the Rookie of the Year odds, he's coming in 5th right now. He's been moving up. He's at plus 1,200. He's behind Jared McCain for Philly, who's plus 150. He's the heavy favorite right now. Kind of been the one bright spot for them all year. Hawks plus 500. I'm not going to say his name. Rasacher. I know I messed that up. Plus 500. Carlson Carrington plus 700 with the Wizards. And Zach Edey plus 1,100 with the Grizz. Knecht has an opportunity. Playing on the Lakers, you get a lot of primetime games, a lot of eyeballs watching you. You get talked about a lot. And Knecht really started to come on the last couple games. So I think you quickly shoot up that list. And the team's clearly going to give him, as I was saying, an opportunity because LeBron and AD want to get him the ball. They want to feature him. JJ Redick clearly sees something in him. Max Christie and Gabe Vincent. Well, I'll take Max Christie out of that. Gabe Vincent clearly hasn't stepped up yet. Max Christie hasn't lived to expectations, but looks like he could be coming out of that a little bit. There was an article about him maybe going to the bench was the best thing to kind of get out of his slump. There's a lot of opportunity here for Knecht, and it'd be cool if the Lakers won a Rookie of the Year because it wasn't too long ago that we had a fossil roster of Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony and these guys. It was like, what are we doing? We're not even developing young talent. It's cool to see that the Lakers seem like they hit on a guy. But getting to Utah real quick, NBA Cup game, really excited. Utah's 3-10, but you look at their roster, you're like, they got a lot of guys who could play. They got a lot of young guys. In their last game to the Clippers, they lost 116 to 105. John Collins, 17.5 points per game, is leading the team. Collins has 13 points. Had 13 points in that game. Lauri Markkanen had 18. Lauri Markkanen is the name to watch for the Jazz because Lauri Markkanen was in every trade talk. Apparently, the Warriors were trying to get him. That was a big package. They kind of wanted to pair him with Steph. Every team feels like they're going to be calling the Jazz at the deadline. He wasn't available, but then again, they don't really look like they're going anywhere. So if you're the Jazz, you just kind of reset and try to get even more picks, things like that. Definitely could be a name to watch at the deadline. Kyle Filipowski had 13. Colin Sexton, really nice, came over from Cleveland, had 11. Keontae George, he played at Baylor. He was really good in college. He's averaging 5.5 assists per game, leading the team. Drew Eubanks off the bench had 8 points. Cody Williams, 8 points. Jordan Clarkson, former Laker. I love Jordan Clarkson. I still got Jordan Clarkson jersey when I was a kid. The Lakers. Jordan Clarkson is exactly what the Lakers need. I mean, a guy who can come off the bench, he had 21 points the other night, and just score, just flat out score. And he just did it all. And it's a shame that we got Jordan Clarkson when the team was so bad, and it was the Nick Young, Robert Sacre years where the team wasn't really doing anything. And I think Clarkson got kind of undervalued because, it's easy. People say it's easy for guys to on bad teams kind of drop 20, 25 because it's like they're getting so many opportunities. They're getting the shots. And I think people kind of wrote off Clarkson. Clarkson's shown he's a really good NBA vet. He's like 32 years old now, but still doing it at a super high level. And he's lethal off the bench. DLO's got to match that in this game. DLO's got to be, if he's going to come off the bench, Clarkson, and get you 20, which he's very capable of doing, playing his old team, I'm sure he'll be revved up to play. D'Lo's got to match that. Connect's got to match that. Gabe Vincent, Christie, some of these guys got to step up. It can't be everyone goes quiet on the bench. And Isaiah Collier at SC, 4 points. They have a 9-man rotation, so they don't go super deep in it. But Walker Kessler will be out for Tuesday. That's a big loss for them. He's got a hip injury. Lakers. Again, rumored. Markkanen and Kessler are ones to watch because they definitely have a lot of trade value, and teams are going to be calling for some athletic bigs who can really kind of play. Wouldn't be surprised if they're not playing with the Jazz, but the Lakers do avoid Kessler tonight. He's not playing. But let's get it. NBA Cup victory. We know the Lakers come out to play for the NBA Cup, and hopefully we can keep building on this 5-game win streak. Lakers moving up in the standings. Got a lot of help in the Western Conference last night. It's exciting for the Lakers. I really think they're on the uptick, and the Lakers need to make sure they're beating the teams that they should beat, as they have been doing, and that starts again tonight with Utah. So I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you, Alan. We'll get you guys on the post-game show. I'll be tuning in for that, and appreciate it. Go Lakers.